What's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. This time I'm going to bring you my top 32 deck profile and tournament report from the Pro Play Tour Atlantic City tournament. Once again, shout out to PPG for throwing an awesome tournament and sponsoring Shenron's Lair. We really appreciate it. So we're getting into this deck profile in just a minute. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, throwing us a sub and a like would be super awesome of you guys. If you guys want to join a Discord server where we just talk about everything Dragon Ball Super related there, you guys can check us out in the Discord down below. We are also running a Ultimate Box online tournament, so definitely check that out if you're looking to play some games and win some sweet prizes. And third, finally, if you guys are longtime fans of the channel, consider supporting me on Patreon because it helps a long way with the channel just growing, and it's really helpful. So I got a few Patreon shout outs I gotta get to today. I want to shout out Chrissy, Cam, Mitchell, Mark, and Triet. Thank you guys so much for deciding to support the channel. It really means the world to me. So we're gonna get into this deck profile. Very similar. If you guys saw the deck I played at ARG Connecticut for teams, I decided to take this to best of one. Originally, I was gonna play Larry's Mighty Hurrigarn deck, codenamed the Goo. I was gonna play that, but I didn't have enough testing with it. I wasn't super comfortable with the play lines. That deck is the type of deck that really rewards you for good play, but will really punish you for misplays. So I decided to take this Broly deck because I was far more comfortable with it. I wanted to be a little bit spicy and play a yellow leader with Shugesh. I honestly didn't think that the leader would have as much rep as it did, and even though only one made top cut, I did see several Broly decks around the room. So it was really cool to play this leader, kind of like an underdog, but really a really strong deck and really strong leader. So I'm going to go over this deck profile kind of quick because it's similar to that list, but I'm going to go over just like the major changes. So 2 Scientist Fu instead of the 2-dimensional Banisher Fu. This was just a better overwhelm in the main deck in my opinion. I side decked some different overwhelms for different situations, but this was just far better, especially with the leader effect on the backside, giving him double strike to just go in for game. 2 Champa, the real win condition of the deck. I mean, I play this over Isekai just because I didn't want to get rule sharked by not calling double strike, and I do have the nice judge promos, so those are super awesome. But yeah, this is a real win con of the deck, and I'll talk about that a little bit more once I get to the last card in the list. 4 Successor, 4 Bardock, 2 Planet Vegeta, 3 Cold Bloodlust, standard stuff, 2 Adopted Father. You're going to use this guy to swap once you're like sub 4 life. You don't really want to play Bardocks anymore unless you're going to like do a weird play where you drop the Bardock ape and go for game with it. But you typically are going to just drop the Adopted Father post 4 life. 3 Flying Nimbus instead of the 3 or 4 Time Magic. So I went with Flying Nimbus just as a meta pick because I did think that Storm would still have a good showing at this event, and my deck can't main deck Borgos or Striving to be the best on Goku. So I wanted to be better prepped for flying for the Storm Mirror match. If you guys have seen my deck profiles before, I really never play less than 4 negates, and I'm not even side decking a 4th one. So I needed to make some concessions for some other cards in the deck, so I ended up dropping Nimbus to 3. I figured I only really needed to see 1 in the Storm Mirror match, and actually when I did play Storm, I saw several Nimbuses, which was really clutch. But yeah, I ended up cutting it to 3 just to make room for other things. So 3 Nimbus for that reason. 2 Frieza Biding His Time. Originally, I wasn't going to play this in the main or side deck. Actually, when I got to the Airbnb with my teammate Pat O'Neill strongly suggested I play this in the main or side deck because striving to be the best in Goku really can hinder my deck. And I'm really glad I did it. So shout out to Pat for throwing me that suggestion. This card was really clutch all day. It answered a lot of striving to be the best in Gokus, especially in the Shenron Mirror match where they're just trying to stall out just one extra turn to get to their win con. This card was really helpful. 2 Shugesh and 2 Pure-Hearted Son Goku split. So I kind of wimped out and just went the 2-2 split. A lot of people actually didn't even play Shugesh in general. The list I topped, I don't even think played Shugesh. I know Eddie St. Hilaire, I don't think his list played Shugesh either. I decided to play 2 because in game 1s it was just so strong. Like it just dropping the 30k Goku into play, dropping Power Charge Bardock into play. There were super great plays, and some games 2s and 3s I didn't get Chronoid, and even the ones I did, I still won a majority of my games. I bubbled out of top 16 at the very last round of the event. So really happy with it. I'm glad I didn't main 4 Shugesh because I think that would have been a little too greedy. I'm glad that my super combo could still draw me cards if I needed it to, if I got Chronoid. And Planet Vegeta searches out both the Goku and the Shugesh, so I had some flexibility there with Planet Vegeta. So I'm glad I went on the 2-2 split. I don't think 4. I don't think it would be great for me personally. I can see people playing 4 to get greedy, but I'd rather have the 2-2 split. So 4 Goten standard, 1 Dependable Dynasty Son Goku. I'm going to say this, Goten's getting banned. This is going to be the main swap target going forward, and trust me, I'm still going to experiment with this deck a lot. This is like one of the most fun decks I've played in this entire game. Like between this, Kid Goku Veggies, and Blue Green Soul Striker, this is one of the best, most fun decks I've played personally. So this guy's going to be one of the main workhorses now that Goten's banned. And then 2 Videl, definitely getting bumped up to 4 after this hit on the ban list. So Intrepid Dynasty Son Gohan. I played this instead of the second Dynasty Son Goku because you know, I do play the Lineage engine, so I wanted to have the option of grabbing a barrier guy so that I could, you know, maintain my swap plays when I wanted to play a longer game. And that's what the swap package really allowed you to do. You know, the swap package being your Dynasty Gohans and your Ultimate Potential SS2 Gohan. It allowed you to not only play the Storm game, which is just your Bardock Goten swap, right? It allowed you to play an extended game, and that was actually very, very relevant for a lot of my matchups. So really, really glad I played this package. You know, a lot of Broly Storm decks look a little different. That's why I call this Broly Lineage, because it does lean a little bit more heavily into the Lineage package, but you can certainly play just your typical Broly Storm deck, which is really cool as well. So I think this deck had a lot of flexibility, and I was really happy with it. But yeah, Intrepid Dynasty Son Gohan, having that barrier was really clutch, especially in the Android matchup where I actually attacked my leader while having the Dynasty Son Gohan on the board. He shocking Deathballed, thinking it would pop my Gohan, but I told him can't do that. It's got barrier. He didn't know exactly how the card read, so that was really clutch for me. I really liked it as a one of. Might keep it as a one of in the future of the deck. 2 Son Goku, 30k Son Goku, one of the best ways to get an offensive Shugesh off. If you're going into games 2 and 3 and you know reasonably think your opponent's siding in the Cronoa, you want to get off your Shugesh as early as possible before they can drop Cronoa, and bringing in the 30k Goku or the Power Charge Bardock, we'll get to it now, are the best offensive Shugesh plays. I mean, 30k Goku just beats over daily defenders, helps you put a lot of pressure on the opponent, goes for game a lot, especially with the Champa, and Power Charge Bardock just draws you cards and has the option to gain double strike. Like I said before, he can be a dual attack, double striking, draw one, which is absolutely nuts. And then we have the Ultimate Potential Son Gohan and the Discovered Dynasty Son Gohan. This was the main swap package of the deck. I mean, you had your spot removal for your SS2 Son Gohan. Your leader could rest anything on your opponent's board, and then your Gohan SS2 can come in and clear it out. So essentially, it's almost like your Gohan can clear anything on your opponent's board as long as it doesn't have barrier, which was really, really good all day. Helped me answer like Cell Chain and things like that. And the Discovered Dynasty Son Gohan was just your card draw engine. I mean, swapping into that guy, he's a 20k barrier. You throw a Chomp on him for a 30k double strike and combo the rest of your hand in. That's going to be really, really strong going for game. And then we had 2 Bardock Will of Iron. A lot of times when you use your Bardock to get you to your 4th life, you'll swing with your leader, you'll combo in the Bardock after awakening, and you'll have the Bardock on board to deal big damage to your opponent. Playing Vegeta allows him to restand at the end of the turn as a defensive blocker, so really strong. Ultimate Form Son Goku, I think I dropped it only like once all day, so it wasn't really super impactful. Probably going to get cut from future iterations of the list, but I wanted to have it as just a bigger top-end finisher. There's not really a lot of base double strike in the deck, so I did want that, and it had flexibility to come down as a 4-drop if I was at 3 or less life, but realistically it didn't drop it too much all day, so might end up cutting it from future iterations of the list. But overall, besides that, I was really, really happy with how the deck performed. It played really well, allowed me versatility to play the Storm game or play the mid-range game. I'm going to go into the side deck a little bit and then go into the tournament report. So for side deck, I went 2- Killy Zone. So this is my logic with a lot of people I went to the event with, my teammates and my friend Larry. We decided to go with Killy Zone over Bloodlust because we do have barrier beaters in the deck to, you know, somewhat play around the Shugesh Kid Goku pop, but we really didn't want to get our plays cold bloodlusted. But honestly, I think going back, I might have rather just played the Cronoa because Broly Storm, I think other builds of the deck besides this one are going to be a lot more aggressive rather than defensive and trying to control with Cold Bloodlust. So I think this would swap out for 2 Cronoas in the future, but that depends how the format shapes up at the next event I go to. So didn't ever side it in because I actually never played against another Broly deck or another Bloodlust deck, so didn't really come up too much. 3 Haru Attacker Majin. I believe only played against 1 green leader all day, just 1 Android leader in Swiss. I actually expected to play against a lot more Androids, so I wanted to have this in there just to make that matchup a lot easier. And then we had the 2 Mass Sand Mysterious Warrior. This was for like Shadow on Veggies, for the Storm Mirror match, different things like that. I sided this in against Pan once to clear like his Yamchas and his combo to play Vegetas. Very, very good all day. The 4th Cold Bloodlust, this is for things like Chain Zeno, Cell Chain, anything where the Cold Bloodlust is really, really impactful. And the 3rd, Frieza Biding His Time. This came in a lot against like Shenron Gogeta or Engine Emba Mill as well, when they tried to, you know, establish their striving to be the best on Goku. Borgos, this deck does not care about at all, but you do want to answer the striving to be the best on Goku so that you can, you know, keep plussing with your Gotens and keep attacking with your 2-drops. And then we had 3 Vegeta striving to be the best. This was one of the main reasons I wanted to play this card. So funny enough, at teams at ARG Connecticut, I lost a round because my opponent resolved 3 King Vegeta surprise attacks on a Deadly Defender 18 in a row on me. this card just automatically answers Deadly Defenders and Vegetos. So this is like one of the main reasons I also wanted to play this deck. So yeah, super duper clutch all day. Came in against Janemba, came in against the Stell Chain matchup. It was really good. And then 3 Geen, Family of Justice. This is my free blocker for the Storm matchup. It's just a little bit more for that Storm matchup. So I would bring in the Geens, I would bring in the Mass Saiyans for that matchup. And I did play against one Hurrigan Storm all day. So really good, put in a lot of work. And now I'll get into the tournament report. So at the Pro Play Tour Atlantic City Games, round 1, I just barely beat Janemba Mill in game 3. Shout out to Jackie Lee from the Kami House. They're a team based out of Texas. I met, I think, pretty much their whole crew at the event. They're super duper awesome guys. But yeah, I just barely beat him in game 1 because he decided to go wide rather than tall, and I was able to out combo his kill shots. So that was really, really cool. But he was a great player and a really cool guy. So shout out to Jackie. Round 2, I beat Cell Chain in game 3. I never resolved the Cold Bloodlust on the Cell. So games 1 and 2, I never drew into Cold Bloodlust before turn 3, so I just couldn't resolve it on the Cell Chain. So I did get Cell Chained all 3 games. But then game 3, I just had the aggro advantage on him, and I decided to tap out for a play that put me in an aggressive position while still at 6 life. So I didn't really need the Cold Bloodlust for game 3 in that turn because he was going to Cell Chain me and then give me, you know, 2 cards and put me at 4 anyway. So yeah, I got Cronoa. Didn't really matter too much. Round 3, I 2-0'd Gogeta Shenron. So game 1, I just stormed him like crazy. When you get to go first in that matchup, it's really, really advantageous because they just can't really get to turn 5, which is their win con turn. So that was awesome. And then game 2, he got to Gogeta, but I drew into the Nimbus. It was so clutch because I was actually at 3 life. You know, I using my leader ability to self harm and try and get aggro on my opponent. But I actually drew into the Nimbus after getting Gogeta'd, and I had the Bardock 8 blocker on board. So that was super clutch. You know, I just Nimbus to ditch the yellow card and then blocked with my monkey. So then on the clapback, I think he was at like 1 life. So I just, you know, finished him from there. So that was super awesome. And then round 4, I drew with Scott Dashi, my boy Dashi. He was playing Panzeno. Real great game, super grindy matchup. You know, we were just going back and forth trading resources. And then in game 3, we had time called on us, so we drew. So that was really fun. I'm glad it was with him rather than anyone else. Round 5, I won against Shenron Bu. I started in both games. I never got Cronoed, which was super awesome and really helpful. I did have, like, I brought in my free game blockers to make sure I didn't die to the Buhan play, but he really wasn't able to ever drop it. My deck was just a little bit too fast for him. So that was a pretty good win. Round 6, I lost to Eric Hill playing Storm. Game 1 was such a sad loss because I went in on a 90k double strike with my 30k Son Goku. He started out with 2 Hoys to start to combo out, and then he ended up with like 4 Hoys, 2 Unbreakables, 2 Beans. So Hoy is just such a good super combo that it dug him into everything he needed to just barely out combo it. So then game 2 I lost. So that was a real hard loss to take. But at that point I was 4-1-1, I believe. So 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. I had to win out to guarantee top cut. It's top 16. Round 7, I went on stream and I played Willie Newsom, top 4 competitor at Nationals. He was playing Shenron Gogeta, which he also played at Nationals, and it is a good matchup for my deck. I mean, I think it was a really great game. Willie was an awesome dude, so shout out to Willie. It was really cool to meet you, man, and we had an awesome game on stream. So if you guys want to check that out, you can see it on PPG DBS on Twitch. You can check out all the stream from the entire event. Check that out there. And then round 8. This was the win it to get in it kind of round. So I had to win to guarantee top 16. If I lost this round, it was going to be a real tough bubble out or bubble in, depending on certain tiebreakers and whatnot. So I played Jonathan Rodriguez, the winner of ARG 5K from Orlando. He was playing red-blue Frieza swaps, like a lot of his team was on. And that deck was just absolutely nuts. So game 1, I went the Storm route. I figured he was playing a swap deck. It was a little bit more mid-rangey. So I figured if I could just pressure him down, I could just, pick up the win from there. But, I mean, he was just taking life, went down to 3. In game 1, he actually went down to 1 life and then awakened on his own turn at 3 energy. And his leader with that self-sensu beam was really hard for my deck to push damage through. I just couldn't push damage with Gotens, couldn't push damage with dependable Dynasty Son Goku. It was really, really tough matchup because the card parity was always there. He always had like 13 to my like 8, and I just couldn't push any damage through. And then game 2, I should have adapted the game plan to play a slower, grindier game and not awaken as fast and not rush as fast. But my brain was so fried by round 8, and I barely got any sleep the night before. So I went for the same rush strategy, going first this time. Again, the same kind of result happened. I got Cronoa too, which also hurt. And he was able to outgrind me from there and go for game with a big double strike. So I wish I would have played the last round differently. It might have changed the results, but I think overall it was a tough matchup, or a bad matchup for the deck. So that's what it was. I ended up making top 32. I got 27th, I believe, right above my boy Danny Wynn. So you know, I was happy to, you know, still get top cut, still get a top cut mat. Just didn't play out day 2, and honestly I think it worked out for the best because there were some forecasts of really bad weather. You know, the event was in Jersey, and I drove down 6 hours from Boston, so we left Saturday night, and I was glad to, you know, make it back before any bad weather. Thankfully, very thankfully, it doesn't seem like there was really any bad weather like the forecast predicted. So it seems like most people made it home from AC safe, which I'm really happy about. So guys, that's the deck profile and tournament report from the Pro Play Tour Atlantic City games. If you have any questions about the deck, drop in the comments below. If you guys want to just say hi, anything, drop in the comments below. Really want to hear from you guys. Love hearing from you guys. So with that being said, that's going to bring this video to an end. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joey. This is Crossroad TCG, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, welcome to the end card, and thank you so much for sitting through that, because honestly, I'm just doing this until they make a Digimon trading card game. So if you like Dragon Ball Super for some reason, give it a sub up above. Maybe check out some of our other content. And do not forget, Digimon is way better than Pokemon. With that being said, we will see you next time.